Hello, this is Bandit here. We are re-streaming Game 12 of the Gold Rush FFA tournament for AIs for this one. We had to rerun this one because one of the AIs, the king, in the last game was being run with an old version. It had been updated well in advance. So just to give everyone a fair chance, Leif very kindly ran this game. So this will be the result of it. So we're all set. Capture age is loaded. So let's hit play. So first of all, we've got in green, Rehoboam, switching over, going clockwise. Next from that, we've got the Morrigan. Rehoboam playing as Persians as usual, the Morrigan going as Romans. Interesting, we already have some sheep stolen here by Vagabond against the Definitive Edition AI Extreme version. Hi, Wattle. We've just seen some sneaky tactics there from Vagabond as Portuguese there, stealing sheep, and we've got the Extreme AI here as Bulgarians. So, as you already know, the neighbour here is Vagabond. A nice collection of deer here in the corner. And then next to Vagabond, we've got MangudAI. MangudAI being a great disruptor in previous games. So going next to Vagabond, both of them fast castle and get a castle down quickly. So it'll be interesting to see how these two interact. And then we have Brutus, also known as SilverTongue, playing as Byzantines. So expecting some form of archer rush from that. Just saw a flashing light there. I think that was just a villager being attacked by a bull. All is well there. And then moving on from Brutus, we've got the king with its 1.3c version. And the king will be sandwiched between Brutus there, SilverTongue, and Kojika, which is Bambi. Bambi, each of its civs will rename the AI based on what the word for deer in that civ's language is. So apparently Kojika is deer in Japanese. Bambi is... it has a balance. It plays quite defensively to begin with and tries to boon, which will be good for the king. The king is an Age of Kings AI, so only goes up to 50 villagers, but really pushes that to its limits, and normally has a nice balance between trying to get up through the ages and aggression, purely because it's not using food to produce villagers. So expect quite a massive military here. Whether it will be a case of Brutus can out-tech it, we will see. So at the moment we've got a fairly steady Dark Age, and just looking at the numbers at the top, Rehoboam's expected to be ahead because it's playing Persians, its TC is working 20% faster. So you are going to see an advantage of numbers there. But what I'm looking for here is just any reduction in numbers. So I think actually, just looking at a resource here, I think Vagabond slowed down production slightly. I'm not quite sure why that was, but he's a little behind on bills compared to the others. Similar with Brutus, only slightly though. But yeah, it looks like Brutus, the king, and Vagabond in particular have been quite slow. So I think Vagabond's missed. It gained 2 sheep stealing from the Extreme AI, but it's missed 2 as well, and has missed each of its boar as well by the looks of it. So that's probably what's slowing it down. It's gone straight to berries. So something maybe for Rorrik to look at there is just a quick little scout around. You can see here we've got some sheep missing too, so that's really hurt it, and you can start to see now the numbers missing. We've got the Morrigan going straight for a drush against the Definitive Edition AI, who's already had its sheep stolen, but it is recovering nicely by bringing in deer. Let's have a look at this. Okay, we're going to ignore the wood line. Interesting choice. There we are, turning back. These villagers should fight back. Are they loomed villagers? Yes, yes they are. So I think the default defense system here tries to... It allows villagers to fight if there's enough villagers, but if the villagers are outnumbered, so in the way that some of them retreated then, with one of them left, they suddenly stop fighting. So that's where the militia managed to sneak that kill in there. Nice little bit of walling as well to try and protect from the drush. So we've basically got a lumber camp under attack here. So Morrigan's doing some damage, but we've got Rehoboam, known for its deadly archer micro, already on 3 archers, or 3 archers in queue, I should say. Already going to start getting its upgrades, so it's got a really smooth eco, 28 bills. Oh, Vagabond. Oh no. Okay, so again, really struggled. Clearly maybe lost its scout early on. No, it still has its scout. I don't know what its scout's been doing. It's gone on the opposite side of the map. But yeah, it's gradually now pulling in deer, but this is bad for Vagabond. It's going to delay it massively. Yeah, and yeah, we've got Ro and Morrigan fighting it out as favourites. I think you're right. You should add MangudAI in there as well, though, Wattle. I think MangudAI has been really consistent, and you can see this even from like just observing the difference between Vagabond and the rest. This is really weird. You've found your goats, or you did for a moment. They shouldn't be coming out to here. So some sort of correction would be good for the Bills, because they are now bringing in the ball. Hopefully that will stop. Rehoboam is going after Bambi. Bambi likes to boom, so this is bad for Bambi. Also likes some millet steer, doing it from a distance, and I hate to say it so quickly, but I think Bambi's out already at this point. He's stubborn, he will rebuild, and he is going to start to go scans, but this mass of units here from Rehoboam is going to be hard to beat. Brutus is also massing archers. Again, market game ready to go to castle. Brutus likes to make use of the archers just as they go castle, so you get that crossbow power spike just when everyone else is about to click up to castle. So again, if left uninterrupted, this could cause problems. I suspect though, MangudAI's already clicked up. And is already at castle age. So if Brutus decides to attack MangudAI, you might find that it's trying to avoid castle fire. The king, however, is much more vulnerable. It doesn't hunt ball, and it also looks like it's trying to fast castle. Oh, it has the resources. Interesting. Okay, so there's a problem with the king. It's not building its buildings. Rehoboam is still killing everything. The Morrigan's in castle age, it's producing pikes. but Brutus is attacking the Morrigan, of all people. So archers versus pikes actually works out quite nicely for SilverTongue, if those archers will get out of the way of that long swordsman fire, which they will. Yeah, the king's having major problems. You can see here it's got all the resources it needs. But for some reason won't build. Might be a town size issue, but it needs to build a market. We've got a clash now between Rehoboam and the Morrigan. Here we go. We've got siege workshop being built, which will clear up the archers. Rehoboam, I'm pretty certain, has just clicked up. So we're going to see the night flood from Rehoboam soon. So Morrigan trying to prepare well with pikes, but they're being taken out by the archers. So this could be an unfortunate situation where the Morrigan's countered perfectly and SilverTongue has disrupted it. But we'll see. Bambi is rebuilding. Good job, Bambi. It's towered up nicely, so it is limiting the damage that Rehoboam can do. I really thought that Bambi would have been out straight away from that. We've got MangudAI being assembled by MangudAI All In. We're going to see some crazy micro from that soon. In the meantime, they're just patrolling. I think we've said this before, Wattle, but I really like the way that you wall up the stone with the tower, just to ensure that the castle gets built. It's really nice. Oh, and we're striking Vagabond. Vagabond's in Castle Age, but has built the castle forward, or is trying to build the castle forward. It's building towards the centre. This is going to give MangudAI all the room it needs. And I think MangudAI's TC and castle avoidance will be enough to really disrupt Vagabond here. Okay, we've got crossbows. Oh, look at that micro there. We're going to see multi-kills from Rehoboam. The Scorpion's really nice, though. Really nice snipe on the villager. They are retreating. Surprisingly, Brutus isn't at Castle Age yet. I would have thought it would try to get advantage of that power spike. It's just short of a few food. Okay, this is interesting. So we have got units massing from the Morrigan. The Scorpions are going to do a lot of work against those crossbows. Even the micro isn't going to help with that. And Morrigan's been given breathing space. Something else to point out here as well is Red here, the Extreme AI, is starting to produce knights. MangudAI is taking them down, but it's free TC booming, doing what it does best. And if left uninterrupted, that will get scary, and even Rehoboam and the Morrigan will struggle against that. That's not what you want to be doing, MangudAI. You're dodging some of them. But yeah, Vagabond's trying to mass organ guns. It is getting to where it needs to now. So we'll see how that goes. Rehoboam has lost its units. It's just hit Castle Age. It's trying to. It's built 2 TCs. It is going to start with the knights, but I don't know if it's got the numbers. And I don't think Morrigan has ballistics yet. I think these are just standard Scorpions, but even so. Roman longswordsmen. If they get that second upgrade, which they don't have yet for the armor, that second upgrade will cause problems with the right numbers. But SilverTongue's interrupting. SilverTongue keen that neither Rehoboam or Morrigan become too dominant. Vagabond has its second castle down. Unfortunately, the king still stuck in its Ender's Loop. I don't think he's ever going to leave Feudal Age. It's reached its 50 vil capacity. It's hoarding all these resources, so that's bugged out. So that's something for Tobi to keep a look. Can I lower the military sounds in Capture Age? Yes. Just lower the sounds gradually from there. Hopefully that will help somewhat. Rehoboam does this thing where it tries to build TCs in the same place. We saw this in Davis Cup 7 when it was endlessly trying to build a town centre in one place, but there were villagers on top of it. So this might massively delay Rehoboam. Morrigan's lost all her units thanks to SilverTongue, so SilverTongue actually massing up a load of units and has taken the lead for this one. Normally with SilverTongue, we've seen like this slight attempt to go into a power spike, but has normally been countered somewhat. So really nice to see SilverTongue probably uninterrupted here by the king. I think that's really helped. And Morrigan villagers are unsure what to do there, whether to retreat to the TC, because SilverTongue is very nicely staying just outside of TC fire range. We've got conversions happening over here from Rehoboam, or at least attempted conversions. Yeah, Morrigan's in trouble. Rehoboam keeps getting its units as clipped a little bit, so it doesn't have quite a large army. But it's Brutus here that's producing crossbows, rams, skirmishers, a couple of spearmen to protect them. And they're attacking MangudAI. I think MangudAI will defend this. They'll do well against the rams. You can see the damage being done. The castles will keep the ranged units at bay. And because of this nice compact base build here, I think SilverTongue's going to need to mass more to do damage. I actually think the army over in Morrigan's base is doing more because that base is a bit more spread out, so they've got more room to maneuver and find villager kills. Rehoboam has built its third TC though, as has Bambi. Rehoboam a bit further ahead with Pop. Oh, and we've got DEAI diving into against Morrigan as well now. Another TC being garrisoned, so a load of villagers idle. This is just a standard town centre attack. I think the knights are spreading out. They've got their second armour upgrade, so that TC fire will do very little. And SilverTongue's still out there in the base. So actually these units just idling these villagers here, I think has crippled the Morrigan. She's down to 37 pop. I would have thought Rehoboam might have been the threat here, but actually it was SilverTongue causing damage and is now spending some time fortifying his own base, which is pretty wise considering MangudAI might be coming after SilverTongue next. Vagabond is down to 18 vils, so this is the damage caused by MangudAI. It's just gone around shot units, and so Vagabond now doesn't have the wood for farms. So it doesn't have any food to produce villagers, so it's a stagnant. So really unfortunate start for Vagabond, and I think it never really got into the game because of that. It was just always a little bit further behind. SilverTongue's having a great game though. The skirms are really nice to kind of focus down the MangudAI. You've got enough numbers there to deal with the rams, even though it is ranged units against rams. I don't think that TC will go down. And it's got its own rams actually coming in to defend. MangudAI will run away from this. But there's enough units there to to shoo them off. Meanwhile, we got a bit of a scrap here between Bambi and Rehoboam. Rehoboam's trying to keep its units massed. It may have clicked. It's not clicked Imperial. So it is just saving up for Imperial at the moment. But it is doing so very quickly. 54 on food. So these knights, I don't think they'll fully commit. I think they'll wait until that Savar spike, because they've got the number of units now. It's going to click up to Imperial soon. But the first one to Imperial, first two to Imperial, sorry, is the Definitive Edition AI. So Extreme AI here. Having a bit more room to breathe now that the Morrigan's been hindered. And MangudAI all in with the 50 fill limit, is able to save up food really quickly, and they're still chasing off SilverTongue units. At the moment, the numbers look fairly balanced, but this will eventually go into MangudAI all-in's favour, because they'll eventually out-tech the range units. Yeah, you can see here they've already just got all of the ranged upgrades for that. Elite MangudAI firing so fast. It's a Definitive Edition AI at the moment that is massing strength. Will MangudAI be able to mass enough units to stop the horde when it comes? Because already, look at the militia numbers here, 51 against 44, 10, 12, 12, 2. Imperials come for Rehoboam. Oh, thanks for that, Wattle. So Rehoboam was researching it, but with another TC. I hadn't spotted that. Bambi did get a relic. Its tower's being garrisoned, though this is just a watchtower. So I think this, although Bambi's got a load of villagers, these fortifications will not do well against these cavaliers. And these cavaliers, I'm pretty certain, will be Savar very soon, because I just saw the resources just bump down. 6 stable production of cavalier. So the mass is there. Definitive Edition AI is pop capped and building a TC in Morrigan's base. Morrigan's just surrendered. Again, really unfortunate, but it was SilverTongue, I think, that took Morrigan out the game there. Credit's gone there to Extreme AI, but that crossbow spike really did damage. And she was left with nothing to defend with. This is brutal. Definitive Edition AI is going out. It's got Huzzah. We're on Knights at the moment, but it seems to be investing more into Two-Handed Swordsman. Really nice for bolt. Bulgarians automatically gets the upgrade to those. And do we have... we've got +8 armor. Yeah, really nice. So the mass is coming. MangudAI's preparing by building a second castle. That's good. It's got 14 MangudAI on the go. It is just hindering SilverTongue, and the pop's gone down a fair bit for SilverTongue. It's mainly military, I think. I think the villagers aren't down too much. And the Savar upgrade in. Like, Bambi doesn't have much of a chance here, but it's hindering, right? It's buying time, and so we also see Savar spreading out. This is really nice. Savar spreading out against Definitive Edition AI. The retargeting is less nice. That would have been really good to try and stop that castle. So it would prioritise the vills over the castle there. But some villages are going down, some are being idled, both at pop caps, so anything to kind of stop these resources stockpiling is good. But Rehoboam has better stockpile so far and has taken the middle quite comfortably. Interesting, Bambi. Trying to get a third TC at Rehoboam's base. MangudAI's castle's under attack, apparently. Not sure what from. Oh, just archers. This is sneaky, by the way. So, because of MangudAI's direct unit control, these MangudAI go onto no attack stance. So, unless you have a rule in there to turn all units from no attack stance back onto attack stance, even when you convert them, they won't do anything. They're just taking up pop space. That's a little tip for anybody. Even if you're not going into DUC, just have a rule in to check for all units, and then every minute or so switch them to a defensive or an attack stance, so that your converted units will always attack. I think the extreme AI is getting scary at this point. Really nice that Rehoboam's attacking. I mean, they've got a really rich army, and these will tear through hussars. But I think the two-handed swordsman with the extra armor will be quite scary here. I think if Definitive Edition AI can get enough of them, I think they'll take some good fights from the Savar. And here we go. It's Rehoboam's eco being interrupted now. It's got 8 stable Savar production, which is ridiculous. Okay, both are losing villagers. What's going on? They're losing villagers in the middle. Interesting. 98 vills for the Definitive Edition AI. Nice, the castles have got the unique tech upgrade citadels, so those are gunshots coming out of the castle. That'll do really nicely against those two-handed swordsmen. And actually that castle might go up. But MangudAI's going out. MangudAI's going out against Definitive Edition AI. DAI switching out to Halberdiers, and Halberdiers will not do much against the MangudAI. Oh, but losing units to tower and TC fire. I'm not quite sure what's happening there, Wattle. It's almost like, I guess, beyond a certain number of units, the DUC gets turned off. We might find that these will start dodging again after a couple more have died. There we go. 24 seems to be the number. That's maybe something to look at, Wattle, if... I almost think there might be a way to keep them in DUC mode even with a bigger group, even if that means splitting them into a second group. Because you'll always be at a critical mass at around 24 otherwise, because they'll just throw themselves under castle and TC fire. That's a really nice castle. The king now... okay, so the king broke its loop. I didn't see when it did. I might need to go back over the replay for that. But how? What building did it build? Oh, blimey. That's a lot of mining camps. It's building barracks. It may well be that it tried to... It's got a stable somewhere because it's producing knights. So maybe it changed priority of what it wanted to build, and that got it to build the building that it wanted to. MangudAI now being raided by Rehoboam and Extreme AI. Both are tired of MangudAI being the kingmaker in these games, so they're going to get rid of MangudAI and then fight it out between themselves. looking at the resources here, Rehoboam in a much stronger place. The king has got loads of resources. If it's able to not lose all its units to castle fire, which at the moment is really trying to, because it's trying to build that university, it would have a lot to play with. It could rebuild quite quickly. We've got attacks from Rehoboam. I think Rehoboam is attacking 3 players at once with 58 Savar. So I think this is town size attack. So it's bringing a circle out wider and wider and wider, and that circle now is so wide that it's attacking any unit it sees on the map. And it's just shrunk that circle again, which is why these units are retreating. Interesting line of buildings here from Extreme AI. Bambi being stubborn. It's got no units left. It's not going to surrender because it's still got military units. But Bambi is out at this stage. Vagabond has been wiped off the map. Brute's still on 90 pop, but it's Savar. You need time to mass up the pikes. If Rehoboam can be occupied, then I think Brutus could still be in the game. The king has made it to Imperial Age. I don't think it has any castles yet, so it can't build trebs to get rid of these castles. So these castles they've been really nice for Rehoboam. Older AIs really have a problem with taking down forward castles. There's no easy way to do it, so I think that's really pinned the king down. So at the moment, Brutus is hanging on in there, might be able to steal a 3rd place. MangudAI won't give up. MangudAI will rebuild. It's got the resources and it's got a TC, so it can do that. So again, but give them enough time, then there'll still be competition for 3rd and 4th place here. I think the king, despite being stuck in feudal age for a really long time, is going to come out of this with at least 5th place, which is crazy. But look at this production here. That was 674. So 674, 15 production buildings going on at once. And more to come. They're building more stables. Extreme AI and actually the Promi AIs like Naga are really good at making use of loads of production buildings in their late game. That is a ram train, which might be distracting enough for the trebs. Man, that's a lot of rams. 7. They are going to get cut down. They're not protected, and there's not enough help there to deal with the Savar. It doesn't have quite the resources to keep up production, but Rehoboam's production also being hindered somewhat. Almost, I think this middle part needs to be interrupted. MangudAI was doing a great job of that, but with MangudAI not there, Rehoboam is left to mine that gold. SilverTongue, they're just villagers moving out. Again, SilverTongue could disrupt here at the supply line. Nice to see Krapos from Extreme. Bambi behind there, surely this is the most comfortable place. Yeah. Just need to have villagers in that base, so. Trash is not going to do well against Savar here, even with helps. There's just not the numbers. The skirm certainly won't. Brutus, however, building up units. Again, archers maybe not the choice against Savar, but I think that's just Brutus's build. Still castle age. He needs more gold, but it is building a castle on the gold, so that will secure some things. Also needs a mining camp a bit closer to get that gold income coming in quicker. But it's at 100 vils. Does it cap at 100 vils? It's looking like it does. So we'll build up a nice army. Again, any distraction for the extreme AI will just give it time to rebuild. It's very good at doing that. So again, combining forces here, this is not necessarily Rehoboam's game. Brutus is also catching up MangudAI in school, and MangudAI is producing MangudAI again. Again, MangudAI is not out of this game yet. Very nice. These castles have been up for a long time, they've been well protected. Really nice onager, siege onager there. That's doing a good job. It's not getting the shots in though. Could have taken out a couple of those ramps. Nice repair work. I can hear crossbows in my headset, but I can't see them. So interestingly, Rehoboam has stopped production of Savar. It's got resources. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. Is it saving up for siege? It's a 17 Savar, it's just gone down to 15. And okay, it's producing them again now. I was gonna say this is giving a DAI a window. SilverTongue is marching out, and though you're in Castle Age, you've got crossbows and skirms. That's not going to do it against Savar. He's trying to team up with the king a little. So the pikes are trying to... It is producing pikes, it's producing the right thing, it just doesn't have enough of them. And it has used up all its resources. I think it just lost so much of those castles, and that castle's nearly gone down, but it's just not quite. MangudAI has massed up units again. It's at its 42 villager pop, so it's 8 away from its cap. It's producing siege ramps. And it's getting its score up. It's saying, not today, Brutus, I might not win, but you're not taking 3rd place from me. Definitive Edition's pushback. It's at 124 vils. It's producing trash still. Rehoboam is massing Savar. And the line of them is going out to the king. It's finishing off the king at this point. And I think the king will die to this. But this is buying Definitive Edition AI time. It's massing up resources. You can see those being saved. It's at pop cap. It's going to keep saving those resources. It's got siege coming. They're gathering. These villagers don't know what's going to hit them. It's an interesting gathering there. The castle went down eventually. SilverTongue was the one to take it down, helping the king out. A little too late. And if SilverTongue doesn't back away soon, it will be next on Rehoboam's list. You just want like Rehoboam and Definitive Edition to fight it out a bit. Then go for the eco. Yeah, this is scary. Loads more camps for Rehoboam. Really spreading out there. But it's yellow vills here. Wait, is it going for SilverTongue or is it going for MangudAI? I think it's going for MangudAI. Uh-oh. Nice castle. Oh dear. Now where is MangudAI's army? It's SilverTongue's base. It's not where you want to be. But while that's happening, Definitive Edition AI has gone into Reho's base. They're taking out a TC already, they're taking out production buildings, they're slowing it down, and that pop count is going down. It's not going to be able to produce those units as fast. It's got the resources, but if it takes down production buildings, that is going to be a problem. We've got idle vills here as well for 28 idle vills. MangudAI still has the army, and Rehoboam has gone, oh, I should go defend myself. MangudAI's come back just in time. MangudAI is here to live another day. SilverTongue's castle's helping. They're all just chipping away at Rehoboam. Brutus building back up to 100 vills gradually. It does need to go Imperial Age though, but this is devastating. Siege onagers, they could be doing more damage to the vills here, but it's keeping Rare occupied. The damage to the production buildings and castles is brutal though. It's just trying to get more production buildings down, and it's just being denied. It got a stream of units coming from this side of the map. It's mostly trash. So this won't necessarily kill Rehoboam, though 3 relics to stop the gold production will certainly help. Amazing work. Fully boomed extreme AI is scary. There's very little that can hold it off. And no one's interrupting it in its eco here. It's just got no idols. So we'll just keep this stream going endlessly. But yeah, it's production buildings for Rehoboam. It is defending nicely. It will do damage to the halbs. But I think Definitive Edition AI's got the numbers now. SilverTongue and MangudAI just fighting it out for 3rd place. Again, really nice micro, nice hit and run. Those rams aren't going to go anywhere near the castles. They're not going to be able to defend. That castle will go down. As for this TC, I think. I don't think there's any villager DUC to stop this ram. I mean, Brutus will be built, but yeah, that's scary. It looks like Definitive Edition AI is being somewhat pushed out of the base, or at least it's retargeting. Who is it targeting now? It's going for MangudAI. The villagers have strayed too far, and it has caught the attention of the extreme AI. MangudAI, you bring this on yourself, mate. You wander too far into the base, and it will defend. But this is a load of damage to Rehoboam. I mean, it's trying to rebuild, and left with enough time it will do. But I don't think Brutus and MangudAI will distract the AI for very long. TCs are going down. SilverTongue is struggling against the mass elite MangudAI. I mean, with enough skirms, even with elite MangudAI, this could get cleared up, but Brutus needs time to mass those units. DAI is coming back for more. The castle's being tread down. Rehoboam's building back, which is really nice. So again, it's not I think the DEAI likes to build forward and across the map, like you've seen here. Rehoboam likes to build backwards when it's under attack. So it's still got a load of vills, but it's gold now. Gold is the issue. It had the centre, it doesn't have it anymore. Obviously there's no trade. And I don't think its market rules are particularly strong. So it will mass a load of these units, mass these resources and be short on gold. This is hanging out next to Bambi, who hasn't resigned yet, by the way. But the sea of red grows stronger. MangudAI cleaning up more vills. Extreme AI building in MangudAI's base. Again, MangudAI will rebuild back from this as well. If left to it, it will do. But these units won't be replaced yet. So if Brutus can hang on, it still has a shot for that third place. Now the question is, at what point does Rehoboam resign? Because it plays quite competitively. It won't wait until the final unit, I don't think. At least in a 1v1 it doesn't. So an early resignation here could be a problem for Brutus. It could cost him that third place. Brutus is gradually getting the numbers down of MangudAI. You can see that there. Just MangudAI unable to replenish the numbers. And the castle's going down from MangudAI as well. DEAI is now spreading. Again, this will buy Rehoboam time. If the focus isn't on Rehoboam, we will rebuild. It's got the wood, it will build the farms out. It's looking for gold. Brutus is looking quite far away for gold. It looks like Rehoboam is done, but it's 140 vills there, Wattle. He can come back. If the focus isn't on him, he will rebuild really quickly. But the focus is going back onto Rehoboam now, so he's not going to have that time to rebuild. MangudAI doesn't have a castle anymore, so it's not going to be able to produce those units. It doesn't produce any other units either, so it has to build that castle next. So even just a few units could cause problems in the base now. That's really mean. The Savant will defend well here. Again, Rehoboam's just keeping them clustered. It's keeping its area of defense small. It's not going to beat back the Definitive Edition AI, but it will, again, it's just delaying. Delay. Still has a score lead for now. SilverTongue is pushing out to MangudAI, trying to finish it there. And I wonder if there's any resources that SilverTongue could steal from MangudAI. I think the gold's all been taken, but there's a lot of stone. The Morrigan, despite being one of the first ones to be eliminated, is 6th place in the school there. The King with its slow start there and just didn't quite accumulate enough score to hold any form of lead. And if further damage is done to Bambi, perhaps Bambi's score will go down and bring Morrigan up again. Even further, but these scores are really close. MangudAI's finally surrendered. Brutus finishing it off. So now the question is, can Brutus hang on long enough to overtake MangudAI in score? Rehoboam is struggling here. It's still got the vills. It's still preserving them, so they must be all over here. Brutus is really producing now. If it gets the pop cap, it is then likely to be able to reach him. And here we go, they're starting to attack the Definitive Edition AI, and this will at least distract it, allowing Vagabond to rebuild. But it could also cause some damage as well if they get into the base and start idling some of the eco. We've already got 18 idols off the back of that. Rehoboam doesn't have any military anymore. Definitive Edition AI is deciding to ignore SilverTongue. Oh, they're going to lose a lot of units to Castle Fire at this rate. But yeah, hurting the production buildings isn't going to do much damage here. It's whether it can disrupt the eco at this point. Rehoboam really hurting now. The units not leaving it alone. They are now starting to, again, they're going back and forward. I think SilverTongue, when it starts attacking in here inside the city range, that's where it will attract the army. But it's just been on the outskirts at the moment, which is why the focus hasn't shifted from Rehoboam. .74 military versus Brutus's 60, but it's Imperial Age versus Castle Age, and it's a lot of skirms, whereas Brutus has a lot of archers or crossbowmen. Also, they're not really taking these guys off gold. That could also cause a lot of damage. Oh no, I spoke too soon. That's what you want to do. You want to take them off gold. Secure it for yourself. That could be your way back in, because gold is the issue here. AI will have the trade rules to make use of the other resources. But Rehoboam here is pretty much done. I don't think it will rebuild from that. And that score is gradually approaching MangudAI, but it's about to lose a load of units. Those skirms will mop up those crossbowmen quite nicely. It is switching to light cav, which will help with that. Yeah, they're just taking so many hits. I love that Rehoboam's still producing Savar. Yeah, that's right, Wattle. Even with a cheaper Imperial Age as well for Byzantine, it's just because it's constantly producing crossbowmen. And then occasionally battering rams when it's got the excess gold. It's prioritising that castle spike still. It's not holding at all. And now it doesn't have any on gold. Uh-oh. Rehoboam on so that goes my answer, by the way. Will Rehoboam prematurely resign? No, it won't. Two units overall, or two population, and still holding out, hanging out with Bambi. those two-handed swordsmen take so many shots to get down. $50 units versus 86, but those 50 units are still Castle Age units. I do like the commitment to these rams though. I think that castle will still hold because the Vils will try to repair this. White on key. I like that Brutus is selling resources. He needs to get units back on, or villagers back on gold. I don't know if there's any in the King's base. There is here around the outskirts of one of the castles. The unit's still searching for Rehoboam's remaining villager. Don't know where. Rehoboam's only got 2 monks, so its only hope is to convert some villagers to get back in the game. But Bambi's buildings are being targeted here. This might reduce its score. Wow. Production buildings just keep coming. What are you doing, guys? You're trying to build... Okay, you're trying to build a castle in Extreme AI's base. I'm invested. Will they make it through? There's one hope. They are going to send another bunch of villagers. Yep, these villagers are going down. Death by Crepost. That's tragic. What I really like though is that this castle's not being cancelled every time a villager gets... Oh, it's not being cancelled every time a villager gets hit. There it is, it just got cancelled. That was a waste. It might have even tried to have got the castle up there. That might have caused some disruption. But it's decided to go for the middle where there's no gold. Really, that could have been quite a fun twist at the end there, but alas, no. At this point, I am going to speed up the playthrough. I think this could go on for quite a little while, and at the moment, I think this is just the AI mopping up. Imperial Age units versus Castle Age units. This is going as you can expect it to. We've got 93 military units versus 10. But the AI will keep getting distracted looking for the remaining units of those that haven't resigned yet. The score keeps going up and down. I think, Wattle, I think you're safe. Rehoboam's monastery's been found. I mean, I love the bravery of Brutus, so it just keeps producing military and sending it out. He may be outnumbered 10-1, but we'll try it anyway. Okay, proper siege on SilverTongue now. How many siege onagers does it take to take down a castle? 12 should do it. Sorry for Rorrik to see this, but there is something quite satisfying seeing a town getting destroyed quite quickly at full time speed. We've got the Games God method here of taking down castles with mass skirms. And we've got a proper AI army here. Champions, Hussar, skirms. Bit of everything. Yes, okay, the score is going up for Brutus. I may have spoken too soon, but he has resigned. So, Rehoboam's also resigned. It's just Bambi. The last TC. And there it is. And you're right, well, that was close. I think there was 900 score in it. So, it would have still taken a bit to go. Nearly 500 skirms against 324 Savar. Good win there for the Definitive Edition AI. Morrigan was... let's have a look here. Okay, I think it was just over 100 off anyway for overtaking Bambi. Let's have a look at some stats. Solid performance by DEAI, which is really good. If you think about the start, it had a couple of sheep stolen by Vagabond. It got drushed by Morrigan. And still it was able to rebuild, boom, and then fight MangudAI, fight Vagabond, finish off the Morrigan, and then take on Rehoboam. Fully boomed Extreme AI is crazy just because it interrupts so much. Bambi didn't really get much of a say in this one, I think. It was trying to boom, but just Rehoboam was doing it better. King, as we know, had a slow start being stuck in feudal. I think it was just that military building, and maybe it was trying to build a military building and didn't have a barracks. So maybe you want to look at Tobi. But it had the blacksmith. It was just the second building I think it was lacking. Vagabond stole 2 sheep, but didn't scout for the sheep around its base or its boar. So had a slow start and didn't have that smooth castle age time that it normally would. And that bought MangudAI time to, who did have a really clean build, to get in there. So MangudAI, again, just constantly getting the top 3 finishes and being probably one of the most consistent AIs in this tournament. So really nice build. I think in particular for you, Wattle, like the deliberate effort to build your town quite closely packed has really helped, because it just made it easy to protect against SilverTongue's initial massive crossbows. They didn't want to get in castle or tower range, so that was really nice. Really good game for Brutus and SilverTongue. Took the Morrigan out the game, I'd say, by deciding to attack completely randomly across the opposite side of the map. But yeah, we've seen it have some trouble before fighting its neighbours, usually Vagabond. So it was really nice to see it get its power spike, do real damage against a fairly deadly AI. But yeah, it just didn't go into the late game. So could have potentially held off on the crossbow production to just get up into Imperial Age, and then may have stood more of a chance against the Definitive Edition AI's post-imp flood. The Morrigan was just really unfortunate. I think the Drush went well. She was doing really good damage against Rehoboam with the Scorpions. It was SilverTongue that ruined the Morrigan's day by attacking out of formation, not attacking its neighbours. But that is the nature of freefall. Anyone can get ganged up on. So So yeah, really good still to take 6th place on that. If I flick over to OBS, I believe, there we go, should have the scores up on screen. I can't edit this sheet unfortunately, but what I can do is I can bring up the leaderboard and at least show some predictions about how this has impacted things. Rehoboam with the 2nd place will have 2nd place is 8 points, but it's multiplied by 3 in the round of 16, so that's 24 points for Rehoboam, which will bring it up to 71. So 3rd place at the moment. It's a win for the DEAI. That's 30 points, which brings the DEAI up into the top 4, which is really good and probably deserves to be up in that top 8. I'd say it's really scary when boomed. Then MangudAI, 3rd place, so 6 points multiplied by 3, so 18. So 56, also again in that top area. I think really solid performance. SilverTongue, this is going to make a big impact on SilverTongue. It's gone up to, it'll be 30 points. It would have gone up to from that. It's still in the danger zone. This is brutal this round. So it needs another top 4 win, top 4 game really to get out of this space. But it's at the top of the deadly area. Then going from there, 5th place for Bambi, so 3 points multiplied by 3. So Bambi's very much still in that bottom area. Needs a top 3 finish, I think, to stay in. Morrigan, 6 points total, will be in a similar position. Needs a top 3 win to stand a chance of getting into that top 8. And yeah, same with the King and the Vagabond. They, unfortunate for the King that it got stuck in feudal age for so long. But that is sometimes how it goes. Again, a top 3. I'd probably say a top 2 finish. I think for the King and Vagabond would be needed now, because looking over at the next games, Leif hasn't rolled the AIs for these ones yet, but it's just 1 game for each AI now. So yeah, if you're still in this area after adding the points for this game, you're going to need a top 3 finish to get out, with the exception of Zeba, just because it's already on the edge there. So we'll see what happens with the next 2 games. There is a chance of tie breaks here as well. I mean, we've got a couple of AIs that are still in a close area. I think with it being multiplied by 3, it's less likely than the last round. But you never know. We might get another sudden death. But at this point, I think it's fair to say Immortal and Odette are safe. And then for the rest, it's all to play for. So we'll see how it goes from there. I don't think at this point as well any of them are guaranteed to be eliminated. So even the ones at the bottom here, they've still got a chance if they can take a win in the next game. But I think that is where I'm going to leave it. The other games have not been run yet. Oh, okay. I just saw there. Can I check KD from Wattle there? Let's turn this off. Yes, I was partway through the stats. Kill to death ratio, because you want to see how well MangudAI's done on this. 3.57. Really good from Rehoboam as well, but kind of expected given, again, really good units. And I was expecting Brutus. I would have expected a lower one here actually from DEAI because it trained so much trash. Look at the units there. So 1,689 kills. It's crazy. Same with the buildings raised ratio there. But it built the highest army as well. It just stacked up more resources. So I think when the villagers went down, it was able to keep building. But weird thing with Rehoboam was at one point it wasn't producing Savar when it had the resources. So I'm not quite sure what was happening there. But I feel like Rehoboam could have kept up with production. Either with, I mean, he had the buildings and resources, it just wasn't clicking train. So maybe it was saving up for siege. Relic gold. We'll look at conversions in a bit as well. But yeah, there was a real race for relics on that map. Four AIs never making it to Imp. Brutal. MangudAI all in being the first to get in there. Great Castle Age as well. Yeah, really nice. Rehoboam sat at 140 villagers for quite a while, so I didn't realise it went to 145 max. And Brutus sits at 100 vils. I didn't know that about SilverTongue. I think that works if you get to Imp. I think particularly when you're Byzantines as well, I think staying in Castle Age held it back a fair bit there. Just going back to military, what were the conversions? Yeah, lots of conversions for Rehoboam. Not quite the same as what we've seen from the likes of Pen Squadron, which was a great couple of first games. I'd love to see more from them. But again, no mesosieves for this game either, which is an interesting one. But yeah, I feel with this game, there's just a couple of unfortunate incidents with starting food for some AIs, getting stuck in ages. So I think a lot of these AIs got eliminated quite early on because they just weren't at their best for this one. So hopefully they can overcome any issues for the next one. But I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for your time, and we'll post a message on the group once the final two games of this round have been run. But take care and see you next time.